Tonight is massive. Liverpool beat Villa with control, but this is different. Real Madrid come to Anfield and crucially, Trent Alexander-Arnold is back in the away colours. So here's how Arne Slot can use what worked versus Villa, adapt it, and get the 3 points. Slot's tools have changed, and that matters for tonight's match. You see, his Liverpool is built on discipline, controlled pressing, compact mid-blocks, and smart transitions. And versus Madrid, that base principle stays the same. You don't beat Madrid by constant reckless pressing. You beat them by forcing them into uncomfortable areas and then exploiting the moment they lose the ball. Madrid's right-back position is typically occupied by Dani Carvajal, but if they do go with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Trent at Real Madrid is a tactical wild card. He can invert, carry into the midfield, and spray diagonal passes. And I think that's the very thing that used to make him used to make Liverpool tick, and I think that they're going to want to do that against Liverpool. Now, he'll try to use those skills against us if he does play, but Slot must decide, do we invite Trent to step into the midfield so we can double him centrally, or do we sit narrow and deny him the space to operate? And the same would go for Carvajal. And my call here is to play selective overloads on the right. Give them limited pockets to play in and punish them when they're out of position. Now, I know many Liverpool fans will say Cody Gakpo is the preferred person to play here, but if I kind of had my way, I'd go with Wirtz. With him in the squad, Slot has that creative outlet who can pull defenders out of position. And I'd expect a double pivot. McAllister, deeper, Szoboszlai, or perhaps even Wirtz when he plays, given the moment to drift. The key is discipline in the pivot. Force Madrid the midfielders to sidestep, then use short vertical passes to hit runs in behind. And of course, this is how I would set up my field. Now, I know a lot of people aren't too keen with this, but hear me out. If we go with that back four, and then you've got two midfielders sitting just beyond them in that kind of double pivot, then you have another layer of forwards, and that is where you're going to get a lot of the creativity from a player like Wirtz if he's in. And then, of course, I favor a lone striker up front because of the forwards who sit just behind that player can then pull defenders, they can open up gaps and exploit some vulnerabilities, allowing that striker then to make sure that they're getting the ball in the back of the net. That would be me. But I think that given what we know about Liverpool, given that what we know about Arne Slot, I think he's going to go with a 4-3-3 formation. And I think this is the type of team that you can expect. Now, this type of team is going to give him a lot of discipline, but the double pivot is going to have to be disciplined in that approach. And I think it will still give Liverpool a solid enough team to really take on Real Madrid. Now, should Liverpool go with that 4-3-3 of Arne Slot and that preferred team? I think we need to keep in mind that Madrid love to circulate and find pockets between the lines. And Liverpool should tighten the distances between the midfield and defence, so players like Bellingham have fewer direct lanes. Don't commit to the press too early. Invite the ball to the flanks where Liverpool can compress and win it back with numbers. These big games are often decided by moments, set pieces, second balls, 50-50s. You have to be physical, but be organized and make Madrid uncomfortable on restarts. Slot's team must win these small battles. In short, Slot should bring to this game the same type of control he had against Villa, but add smarter counters to Trent or Carvajal's influence. Play disciplined, force Madrid wide, and use players like Wirtz or Szoboszlai, or perhaps even Cody Gakpo, to create options in short bursts. If Liverpool do that, they won't just be brave; they'll be tactically prepared. I'm backing Slot to set up a balanced plan tonight. What do you want to see in a starting 11? Would you want to overload the right back, perhaps Trent, or would you like to keep him contained centrally? So drop in the comments what you would do, and I'd be live, and perhaps do a post-match reaction tomorrow. But subscribe if you want more insights from a tactical point of view. And as always, up the Reds.